Okay. Now, let's look at another example. Another example looks like, very strange. Here is subtraction. Here is multiplication. Tangent, tangent, sine, sine. Very strange. But actually, it is not. Okay, again, you want to put those two together and eventually get that. How to put it together? Use the definition. So when you prove this, you first want to copy it. Copy the left-hand side. Okay? Copy it. And then you go by definition. Tang 2 alpha squared is sine 2 alpha squared cosine 2 alpha squared. That's tangent. Okay? Now, and then you have a here minus, so you may just put minus here, sine 2 alpha, and then squared. Again, you want to put those two together. Here the denominator is 1. You have no way to put together. What you like to do is cosine 2 alpha squared upstairs, cosine 2 alpha squared downstairs. And then you can put those two together. Okay? Yeah. Because denominators now are the same now. So you are able to put those two together. Okay? Now remember there is a 1 in front of it. Okay? So you may do right now is that you have sine 2 alpha squared, sine 2 alpha squared. There, this one is the common one. You pull it out, so you then have a sine 2 alpha squared. When you pull this common thing out, okay, and then you have a 1 left, and then minus this one, cosine 2 alpha squared, and downstairs that's cosine 2 alpha squared. Okay. So it looks like, look at the right hand side, we have a hope. You see they are the same now. The thing is that if this one will be the one we wanted, the answer is yes. Look, 1 minus cosine 2 alpha squared. 1 minus cosine t squared is sine t squared. If here is 2 alpha, then here will be 2 alpha. So 1 minus cosine 2 alpha squared is sine 2 alpha squared. So you may put is like here. This one is what? It's just now I said cosine. Okay? Sine. See down. Sine. You see? 1 minus cosine 2 alpha squared is sine. So you copy this one, 2 alpha squared. You keep this one. Okay? You may also copy 2 alpha squared. But this one is sine now. Okay? This one is sine 2 alpha squared. Okay? So you may mark it. This one is this one. Okay? That formula. Again, 1 minus cosine is sine. So look, now what do we have? We have a sine 2 alpha squared. That's this one. But this one, sine over cosine, is tangent. Okay, so then you may put tangent 2 alpha, and then the squared. Okay, you see, tangent 2 alpha squared, sine 2 alpha squared. Okay, so all the formulas down here we used this one before, and then we used this one. That's one of the variation, and we used sine over cosine instead. Okay, yeah, this is what we have used. We may use this one somewhere else. Let's look at more examples. Okay, let's look at another example. This one. This one looks very scary, but actually it is not. It's easy to do it. Okay. There are a little bit more algebra involved, but we can figure it out. Look, before you do the proof, you want to copy it. You always copy it. That will be cosine 2, I would say omega, not w. Okay, omega, and then to the fourth, copy that, plus 1 minus sine 2 omega to the fourth. Let's write this fourth is squared, this one, and then squared. So 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, left hand side you can do like that. You may wonder why. I'll show you why. Yeah, because here the motivation is that we have a cosine on the right, but we have a sine. So let's change sine to cosine. That's what we think we should work on this one instead of this one. But we know you may copy the first one. We have nothing to do right now to the first one. You may just plus 1. Again, sine 2 omega squared. Recall the formula. Look, down here, you have a 1 minus sine t squared is cosine. You want to use this one. Okay, previously we used that. Now we use that. Okay, so now we need sine, so we still use this one. Sine t squared. So you can change that to 1 minus cosine t squared. You may use. We still use this one. So then you have a 1 minus cosine 2 omega squared, and then squared. So inside, you just change the things inside. Alright? You didn't do anything else. Now you have to FOIL this one out. FOIL. Everything is used. Again, you didn't do anything, you just copy it. FOIL this one out, minus. Keep everything in the parentheses. If you FOIL it out, you'll remember that 1 minus 2 cosine 2 omega squared plus cosine 2 omega to the fourth. You may wonder, how did this one get out? Let's work on that really. Okay, let's look at this one. This is 1 minus cosine 2 omega squared and then 1 minus cosine 2 omega and then squared. Okay, because this is squared, so you have 2 factors. FOIL. FOIL. The first term 1 times 1, so you have 1 FOI. FOIL. FO. So outer product. Yeah, let me write it down here. So myself take a note, and then outer product, that will be 1 times that. So 1 times cosine 2 omega squared. That's outer product. Inner product, positive 1 times that. So you may have a negative 1 times cosine 2 omega squared. Okay, this is FOI L, last one. Okay, let me put last one down here. Last one is negative, negative. Okay, so then you get positive. And then you have a cosine 2W 2 omega cosine 2W 2 omega squared. Okay, that's the last one. Okay, yeah. And then squared, squared, that's 4th. Put those 2 together, because 1 is 2. Cosine 2 omega squared. And 1 times 1 is that. Okay, that's the detail over there. Now, we then have a cosine 2 omega to the 4th plus 1 minus goes to everything inside. It was positive, now get inside negative. Negative, negative, positive. 2 omega squared. Positive, negative, get negative. Cosine 2 omega to the 4th. Okay. Now look, what do you get? Those 2 are the same, but different sign. Those 2 cancel each other. So what's left over is this one. So copy it. 2 cosine 2 omega squared, which is the one over there. Okay. Yeah. Next time I will give you 2 more examples. I'll see you next time.